Interstate 885, NC Toll 885, and North Carolina Highway 147. Yeah, alright. Today we're doing another triple highway talk, and this time it is I-885, NC Toll 885, and NC 147. We're doing another 147 after doing the one from Pennsylvania. Alright, let's take a look at the map. As we can see, we've got three colors here. Our red is the interstate we're looking at, I-885. The green is NC Toll 885, and the blue is NC 147. All these roads go in the Durham area, and first we're going to be talking about I-885 and NC Toll 885, and then we'll get to NC 147 later on in this video. You're watching the Xavier 456, where new highway content comes out every week. You're watching NCDOT Provincial Lovin. If you like this kind of content, then go ahead and smash that like button. And if you really like it, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Alright, I must remind you that you can request your exit or intersection down in the comments below. It's been pretty stagnant, I'm sorry about that. I'll be more consistent with telling you what videos I'm doing next, and I'll do it here and in the description. So next we're going to be doing I-295, which I mistakenly said would be today, and then the next week we're going to be doing I-795. Alright, first we're going to be taking a look at northbound Toll NC 885 and Interstate 885. So we're going to start here where NC Toll 885 begins off of NC Toll 540, which is getting signed eastbound for East I-40 and I-540, and it's getting signed for RDU Airport and Raleigh. And I'm not really sure why RDU Airport's on there, maybe just Raleigh would do. But 885 is signed north to West 40 and to Interstate 885 for Triangle Expressway in Durham. This is actually where the Triangle Expressway is continuing after it has left NC Toll 540. So let's have a look at it. But first off, here is our first toll gantry, and the only one that we're going to be seeing this direction. Here's the only exit we get in the stretch between NC Toll 540 and I-40, and it is for Davis Drive and Hobson Road. And it is exit 2 in this direction, and I'll say why it was exit 2 this way later on. Here is what our control cities look like off this exit. Unfortunately, we're just getting a Kentucky treatment of Triangle Expressway as per usual, but we are signed for 2 I-40 and 2 I-885. Here we meet I-40, which is getting signed east for Raleigh and west for Chapel Hill. Well, I thought it was signed for Greensboro westbound while we were in Raleigh. That's not cool to see that we got rid of it over here. But Chapel Hill is still one of the cities of the Research Triangle, and it is home to the UNC Chapel Hill. So I wouldn't mind that, but I think I should see Greensboro on there because that's where 40 is going. And if we look just a little further up, we can see the bridge for NC 54. This was requested by Quartermanch 437. He didn't really have anything to say about this, but he just wanted to see it because it reminds him of PA 54 in Pennsylvania. And here we get the ramp to 40 West for Chapel Hill instead of Greensboro for whatever reason. And we're getting a pull-through for North Interstate 885 for Durham downtown, and I think that's okay for this route right now. And here we're meeting with PA 147. Wait, PA 147? We already talked about PA 147. Hang on. No, that's not right. There we go. NC 147 north for Durham downtown. And now North 885 is splitting to the right and is signed to I-85 and to US 70 for Greensboro and Petersburg. Now those are I-85's controls. Greensboro is good to put there. I don't know why it wasn't on 40 back there. But Petersburg is signed just because that's where you meet 95. No, you should be signing Richmond, which is bigger. You should be signing that over Petersburg. Richmond's bigger. And we don't actually get any control cities for US 70, which I guess is okay. You could just favor the interstate. And here is where we meet US 70, and this is the ramp to eastbound for Raleigh. And here we're getting North 885, West 70, and 2 I-85 for Henderson, Greensboro, and Petersburg. Why did you put Henderson up on the top? Either it shouldn't be on there, or it should be before Petersburg, which instead should be Richmond. But Henderson is acting as a secondary for North 85. I don't really want to see that, if anything. 3 control cities might seem like too much, but Greensboro is good there. And here are the only 2 exits we get in the stretch of I-885 between US 70 East Ramp and I-85. We're getting West 70 Business and NC 98 for Durham and Wake Forest, And we're also getting a ramp to Cheek Road in 1 mile. And here's where we meet I-85, where I-85 ends, and we can see south along with US 15 and 70 for Greensboro, and north 85, north 15 for Petersburg. No, sign Richmond. And now we're going to turn around and talk about southbound Interstate 885 and NC Toll 885. So we're going to start on northbound I-85 and signed with North 15 for Oxford and Petersburg. That's a different secondary than we saw earlier, so that should instead be Petersburg and Richmond or something. But if you want to stay in North Carolina, just Oxford or Henderson even, and Richmond. And we're getting South I-85 and East 70 for Raleigh. So they're favoring US 70 here, and I think that is okay. And here we get the ramp to West 70 Business and NC 98 for Durham and Wake Forest. And coming in 1 mile, we get the ramp to East 70 for Raleigh. And that's pretty much the only control city we can put on 70. Meanwhile, 885 is signed south to I-40 to NC 147 for the Raleigh-Durham Airport. And I guess this could be the best choice to put in place of Raleigh because we have it on 70. And I don't know if it should be on 40 over here instead of 70. So you can make your decision on that. And here we get the ramp to NC 147 north for Durham downtown. And we split south 885 to I-40 for RDU Airport. So RDU Airport could be okay to put on the previous pull-through, but why is it on this pull-through only? You should put Raleigh here because now you have I-40, an easy and fast option to get to Raleigh, so put Raleigh on here and not just the airport for it. And here we get the interchange to I-40, signed east for both the airport and Raleigh. That's pretty much the only reason we put the airport on the previous split. And we got I-40 west to NC-54 for Chapel Hill. And this here as NC-54 is the only reason we are signing Chapel Hill. So, if anything, it should just be Chapel Hill and Greensboro. And here is the ramp 440 west for Chapel Hill. For some reason, we don't have the NC-54 shield on there. If you don't have the shield on there, then just put Greensboro. And now we're pulled through South NC 885 toll for Triangle Expressway. And here is the Hobson Road and Davis Drive exit once again, and this time it is exit 3 because we're significantly less than a mile north of the northbound exit. So that's the reason why we got exit 2 northbound and exit 3 southbound. And here we end at toll NC 540, getting signed east for Raleigh and 240 and 540. And south for Triangle Expressway, which is why we have it on there. 540 is continuing the Triangle Expressway, and US 1 is signed for Sanford. And either way, you would have to pay a toll. Now, we are going to start talking about northbound NC 147. So let's rewind this whole video back to the split with NC 147 heading northbound on I-885. And we can see sign north for Durham downtown. Here are our first set of exits on NC 147. The first exit is for Briggs Avenue, and the second exit is for NC-55 for Alston Avenue. Exit 3B is the exit to Business 15 and 501, and they are both signed for downtown, Roxborough Street, and Magnum Street. This exit was requested by TheDerpHog, and he requested it because he used it as a shortcut to I-85 whenever they went back home to Fredericksburg, Virginia using I-85, and it also takes you to the Durham Bulls ballpark. Thank you for that request. Here is the best shot of downtown Durham I could get from this freeway here. Here is our next set of exits. This first one is for Elba Street and Trent Drive, which provides direct access to Duke University. And exit 6 is for Hillendale and Fulton Street. Hillendale Road was also requested by TheDerpHog, and he says he remembers being on this exit once because his dad worked at a store off of Hillendale Road. Thank you for that request as well. And here we are meeting the 15501 concurrency, and we can see their sign south for Chapel Hill and north to North 85 just because it's going into that. And we're pulled through for 2 South 85. Just have some control cities there, please. And here we are dead ending into southbound I-85 bound for Greensboro. And that will be it for northbound NC 147. So now we're going to turn around and talk about southbound NC 147. So here we're going to start on northbound I-85, and it's signed for both Durham and Petersburg. And we're signed south for Durham downtown and Research Triangle Park. So this is a situation like the Ohio Turnpike signing Cleveland on I-480 and I-80. We're getting Durham on both of these signs. If you sign Durham on one sign, then you shouldn't have it on the other. Keep Durham downtown on 147 and just sign something else and Richmond on 85. Like Henderson Richmond, Oxford Richmond, I don't care. But just don't have Durham on both sides. Thank you. Our first exit is for the 15501, and this time it is an AB exit. The B exit is for southbound, and signed for Chapel Hill, and the northbound is signed to North 85 and East 70. Here is the exit to Hillendale Road and Fulton Street once again, and this time this provides the easier access to Duke, heading southbound. Here we meet the 15501 business, signed for Magnum Street and Roxborough Street, and we also got a pretty good shot of downtown Durham in this direction. It's the best I could do. And finally, we end at I-885, and it's going to sign south to I-40 for RDU Airport and Raleigh, the same situation that we saw on the freeway itself, and it's signed north A-85 to I-85 and US 70 for Greensboro and Petersburg. Once again, that should be Greensboro and Richmond. Alright, thank you for watching this video. Next week, we will be doing I-295, as I had mistakenly said last time, and the week after, we're going to conclude the interstates by doing I-795. And here's a few explanations as to why I didn't do I-285 and I-587. So with I-285, I'll be covering that alongside US 52 later in the series, and as for I-587, we're going to be covering that along with US 264. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. May peace be with you.